Being a child of someone that's served or serving in the military is a different experience than what our peers that aren't living overseas or having to deal with a military life experience. It's a unique experience. We have to deal with moving around every 3 or 4 years, be adaptable. Sometimes we even move without expecting it. We have to deal with our parents being gone 6 months, 12 months, however long their job needs them to be gone. And so I think it is a unique experience, but there are upsides to it. Personally, I've been fortunate enough to live in Japan, England. I've visited cool places like Portugal, Germany, France. So I think that getting the opportunity to travel is a plus, and I feel that it's a big difference, Being a military child means a lot to me. It's given me a lot of cool opportunities. Growing up the past 18, 19 years on military bases has really helped define the person I am in terms of interests, career goals or career plans, things like that. I'm very thankful for the opportunity to travel and experience different cultures, interact with different peoples. That's really an awesome opportunity that a lot of kids, especially here in the States, don't get. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful for being able to interact with people, with various career fields in the military, from doctors in the military to fighter pilots to other people's cool career fields, getting to see aircraft up close. So I think it's definitely a really unique experience that's helped mold me for who I am. That makes me very proud to be a military child. A memorable experience living overseas was definitely being in Japan during the 2011 earthquake. I remember walking home from school. I was in 5th grade, and I remember the swings just started moving a lot, and then the trees just started shaking, and I thought it was just a normal earthquake. And so when I got home, the news was on, and I remember the flood just flooding towns in Japan, and it was surreal. It was like a movie. And then we had to be evacuated. We flew to Washington and then to Nevada because the meltdown at the nuclear plant in Fukushima. And so I think that was really memorable. The transition to college from living overseas hasn't been too hard. Being a military kid, we're always moving around every 3 or 4 years. So being adaptable is kind of one of our key traits. So getting here, making friends wasn't too hard. I was used to making new sets of friends, meeting new people, especially getting to know people from a different walk of life or from a different environment they grew up in. And so that was kind of cool. Overall, it was kind of weird at first, especially driving on the right side of the road coming from England. But overall, it wasn't too hard. I already had my license. A lot of military kids that live overseas don't have their license, so sometimes they struggle with little things like that. But overall, for military kids, it's just another move. Military students coming to college would definitely be to have your stuff prepared. So work ahead of time to get your stuff worked out so that when you get here, you're not struggling. So when I said, I mean like things like driver's license, all your records, medical records, all those things, so you don't have to go to your parents all the time for when you need it. Definitely if you're moving from overseas, definitely reach out to other DODS kids, the DOD schools. Reach out to them and see if there's anyone near you. Sometimes getting to see a friend or an acquaintance that you met through sports, sometimes getting to see them is nice. Kind of reminds you of home a little bit, so you guys can relate on a lot of things, like the traveling to sports trips, the small schools, like you can have like that small school banter. But definitely just be prepared beforehand. A lot of kids here that I've met struggled because they didn't prepare ahead of time. Definitely be ready to focus on school.